Everybody, welcome back to our next Lunch and Learn, and we are here in a neighborhood called Caledonia Fairbank. Boundaries, as always, north to Castlefield. On the western boundary is the Canadian National Railway. South is St. Clair, and the east side is Dufferin. Fairbank, it was named after a former Fairbank farm, which had been owned by a pioneer settler named Matthew Parsons. The Fairbank farm was located north of Eglinton between Dufferin and Kiel. The community's development, it started around the intersection of Dufferin and Eglinton. And the neighborhood began with a one-room schoolhouse that was built in the 1860s. The school then followed by a hotel, then there was a post office, and then a church, and then there was a few stores. There used to be a stone marker at the original Fairbank School. It became the Briar Hill School, and in about 2015, they tore it down to make way for townhouses. Surprise. So the only things that remain of the old neighborhood, it's the Fairbank United Church. It's on Dufferin Street. It was built in 1899. And a Georgian Revival house, which we're standing in front of, located at 108 Stainer. It is actually really beautiful when you're standing here in person. This house was built in 1852. It was by Jacob P. Ross, and he was a Fairbank farmer. The area's growth from, I guess I'll call it a rural hamlet to a big city neighborhood, began to take shape in the late 1890s. This is when the Beltline Railway opened, and they opened a station here. And it really only lasted about 2.5 years, and it never made a profit. It was too expensive. The ridership wasn't there because electric streetcars of the Toronto Railway Company and railways such as the Metropolitan Street Railway, they were providing more direct routes to downtown. The only remaining reminder of this railway is the Beltline Bridge at Yonge and Davisville. A major feature of the area is the Prospect Cemetery, which runs right through the neighborhood from Eglinton all the way to St. Clair, a distance of about 2 kilometers. Clearly, we're standing in it right now, and we're standing in the veteran section. So with the rapid expansion of the city during the 19th century, there was a need for additional cemetery grounds. So in 1887, the city purchased 100 acres of land for this purpose. Over 170,000 people have been buried in Prospect Cemetery since it opened in 1890. And really, as we walk around here, and it's a beautiful place for a walk, it's quiet, beautiful trees and stuff like that, there's still room for many more. The vibe of the neighborhood, it's generally that of hard-working immigrants, and they proudly display their country colors all over the place. They're in their front yards, and as you can see behind me, there's no shortage of flags in their restaurants and pubs. The neighborhood, historically, it acted as an extension of Corso Italia, as it had a heavy Italian influence. It's also now influenced, though, by Portuguese. TVs and cafes and pubs, they're permanently just set to Euro soccer, which is going on right behind me right now. The streets are rich in character with the presence of Portuguese churrascarias, but also jerk chicken hangouts, barbershops, and Filipino grocers. Anyhow, let's break for lunch. We are going to go to Tre Marie right here across the street on St. Clair. All right, we're here at Tre Marie. Inside, the place is outstanding. The hot table was amazing. There were so many things I could have ordered. I kind of wanted to pass as well, but there's only so much we can eat. So Joelle got a calzone, I got a panino, a chicken panino, and Joelle, for dessert, got us some cannolis. Let's try it out. All right, lunch review at Tre Marie. I thought it was great. It's a beautiful bakery, the restaurant, a hot table, tons and tons of selection. I had the chicken sandwich, which I thought was great. Joelle had the calzone, which she said was delicious, and the cannoli we had for dessert. There's almost no such thing as a bad cannoli, but these were really, really good. Anyhow, back to the matter at hand. So as residents flocked to Toronto's suburbs, it was called York Township at the time, the businesses, they sprung up along Eglinton Avenue to support them. In November of 1924, the TTC Oakwood streetcar service opened up, and in 1978, the Eglinton West subway brought people even closer. So I'm standing here in front of the Fairbank Crosstown subway, and really all it's going to do is just bring more accessibility to the neighborhood and make it even better. The neighborhood, it stands out for its, I'll call it laid-back old world charm. There's a mixed bag of basically everything here. Small bungalows, 1.5 and 2-story detached. There's a bunch of semis as well. Most of them were built in the 20s and 30s, but in the last number of years, you'll notice there's a lot of new builds as well. Sometimes they've taken the house down completely, and sometimes they've basically built up on some of these small bungalows. Still, Just like the examples behind me here, most of them have these beautiful gardens, well-tended gardens, and quaint front porches. And again, as we can see, the ever-popular flag. Anyways, prices. So I looked in 2024, detached $800,000 for a tiny bungalow to $2 million for like a beautiful rebuild. But the majority of them are between $1 million and about $1.5 million. Semis, again, $800,000 to about $1.5 million for a complete reno. And condos, there really aren't any in this whole neighborhood. Anyways, I love doing these videos. Like, share, and we'll talk soon.